Check. Is it back? Check. Is it back? Cool. Well, I guess I should have killed him. I'm gonna struggle a little bit. That's okay. Oh wow, he didn't port me again? So if I Dark Ritual, I actually have a lot of mana. It's pretty cool when you're not like rusty and messing up. Am I live? Am I live? I should be live. Do we slam the Rain of Filth here? What destroys me here, like utterly? Oh, he left mana open for Stoneforge? Interesting. So even if he has Thalia here, it works out perfectly. Okay, no threat. Now you can't even swords anymore. Sweet! Alright. Nope. I think this works. Pretty sure this works. Yo, this layout was done by my coworker. She's like a graphic design major. Pretty good stuff. I floated a white mana, because I'm a white player too. Shoot. Yeah, like, I didn't want to massacre there and then just like not go into anything. I just wanted to make sure there were no shenanigans whatsoever. So if you bounce the vial, then like he could activate, and that like had I not done that, he would have messed me up with like I guess not really. Because I go into a pile, he plays a thing. I could just massacre it away. But like it was just for show, you know, just in case he had anything else. It does feel good, just because like it's such a coin flip, and they always feel like they outplay you because they're like the non-blue deck. But Yeah, this overlay was actually she went to UTD, so she was same year as you, I think. Jerry. All right, well, I'm gonna be in the bathroom for about a few minutes, and then I have to get some more dollars into my account. Um, and then I think I'll play a few more. It's coming back to me. It's coming back. So, hey, it's Legacy. Anything could be there. You're right. If they violin like, yo, if they violin Canonist, that would have been a sweet trick. In which case, I would just stop there. You know. So in retrospect, maybe ritualing out was incorrect. Because then but okay, ritualing out was correct in the face of Athalia. It was incorrect in the face of a Canonist. So I should have thought about that a little more. But like I said, I'm gonna be back. I think I'll play another one. I may not complete it, but like the feeling is coming back, so I'm feeling all right. I shall return. Alrighty. Let me see if everything's alright. Looking alright. I didn't realize this was so scooched over. Let me see if I can fix that. No, it's fine. Okay. Right. Well, I need to get some. I need to get this together. Yeah. I'm not saying that like you knew her indefinitely. I'm just saying that like I do. I still work at the bookstore. Yeah. Still kind of looking around just because I'm getting kind of sick of it. But if you still want to come visit, I'm at the one in Plano. So let's see if there's anything embarrassing here. Nope. Alrighty. Let me get this all set up. So now that there are like a little more viewers, I think I'm just gonna get into like card choices because I like discussion, especially if it's about Doomsday, because I could go on about it all day. Oh shoot, I hate doing that. So for the past like 2 months, I was like, oh man, I have so much money. How come? And it's actually because I've been playing Legacy. I haven't been playing Legacy. So that's pretty like stupid. But let me see. Let's do like I don't know. It's fine, I guess. Cool. Best computer background? Yeah, I did it recently. I feel like a lot of people just have like Lotus or this. I don't know. The Bolt is just like there. It's not too bright, so when I have it on and like no other lights are on, it looks alright. I didn't realize your parents went to that store. I should just shout Liliana. See if anyone turns their head. Alrighty. Now I can play. Tight 99. Play puppy. Oh. I should rewind. I miss all the old magic. Yeah, me too. I like the old art better. Um, in fact, I picked up a few collections that were like Ice Age, Mirage, and that style of fantasy. I've been just like raving about it, but I just think it's just like way better. Um, there's more to like more left to the imagination. Now it's just like a set, and like everything needs to be themed around it, and I find it kind of like it's fun. It's cool how it's like its own little environment, but um, just as far as like a nostalgia standpoint, I'm just like super used to like the old stuff. You know, oh, okay. Um, like these cabal therapies bother me. These artifacts. Um, but what can you do? Anyway, on to the deck discussion for anyone who cares. Um, man, okay, so I wrote this up. Now that we have 6 whole people, we could talk about it. Not that, anyway. Because if there's only one, I'd be monologuing, right? Okay, so I guess the text is pretty small. And I'm sorry if I'm like a computer like Neanderthal. Can I select all and make everything big? Okay. Hey, that's all right. Except my mouse is dumb and like the click wheel doesn't work really well. Anyway, but this is like the general gist of it. So, oh, thanks. That's good to know. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so welcome, I guess. But so Tagoras and Caleb Schur um, um, are both, as you guys know, like really strong ant players. Tagoras, obviously, he won a GP. Schur places consistently every single time. He's been grinding Modern Storm a lot. But I basically wrote down their deck lists. You see Tagoras 1.0 and Tagoras 2.0. And so basically, I think it was 2 days ago, Tagoras messages me and he's like, "Hey, do you have like an updated Doomsday list?" And I'm like, "Not really." So he just kind of like, because I was at work, he just finds some of my old stuff and like jams a deck together. And this is what you have over here in Tagoras 1.0. And I realized my mouse is disabled for Twitch, but I guess I could highlight it or whatever. I mean, not that it's like super important, but so basically he took my like white build. He thought that Mentor was all right, and like the sideboard was just this weird mishmash of all kinds of stuff. I think I wrote it down. It was the only sideboard I had time to finish before streaming today. So you'll notice Consigned to Oblivion. Let me pull that card up. Oops. I'm sure you guys know what it does. But it's this neat little bounce spell that is also like a sorcery. It costs 1 more than Void Snare, but I think it's worth a shot. I like the fact that it has kind of like a double effect. That might be relevant in late game. I have not played enough games, obviously, to have that be relevant, but you know, it could be worth trying, so I'm excited. The fact that it's like a reasonable out to what is it? Chalice of the Void is makes it pretty valuable because you hate to like Burning Wish into Void Snare and have it do nothing, you know. Granted, I started playing Biforce, and that's pretty flexible because it gets Trinisphere. And let me see if I could get like sorry guys, let me go to like settings so I can maybe have like a card pop out. I don't know how like proficient you guys are with like cards and stuff, so maybe this will be I think this will be helpful. Okay, maybe this is a thing now that I'm streaming again. Okay, oh nice, yeah. So consign 2 Oblivion. Oh, that's just awful. Anyway, so anyway, back to their lists. You have no idea how Twitch works, so you're Milo. Well, you know, this is like a C plus stream. It's like passable. Where was I? I was pulling up this thing. Okay, so anyway, so basically, if you'll notice, he does not have a main deck, Laboratory Maniac, and I think that's wrong. And it's really interesting how a lot of these players have chosen like a replacement for top, and it's just not the same. Like I understand there's synergy with like Laboratory Maniac in the sense that like if you have that and that out and like an extra mana, you can win at mana speed. Um, it's an onboard cantrip, so when you crack Lion's Eye Diamond, you could still draw into some stuff. But like because the format lost top, I was trying to like write a blog post, but I'm not very good with words, so it just came out as like a whole jumble. But basically, I tried to like iterate that I rather have better card manipulation than something on board. Just because the flexibility is like just better. To have that flexibility is better than having that. You know, like I think it was only serviceable to have an on-board draw spell when it was in the form of top, because top provided like way more value beyond just like winning with Maniac or drawing into your pile. It actually like found you cards, and that was like to have, because Doomsday is such a tight list, to have cards like Chromatic Sphere and this Edge of Autumn here. I shouldn't have taken that away. So basically, it's a cycler. It kind of like imitates Street Wraith in that like you don't pay life, and maybe that's why like Sure was like inclined to play this card, because you're not paying life, and sometimes that is a big issue against. Yeah, this card is cool. Let me pull up the right art, the right border. Yeah, that future sight border, the fact that you sacrifice a land to draw a card, very cool. I should close my door. Hold on. So anyway, let me scroll up. So Caleb Sure is playing 2 in his deck. I didn't watch like the replay, so I don't know how it played out. But he's running both that and 1 sphere, 2 preordains, which is like okay. He basically I'm up to 4 preordains right now, but I'll get to that in a bit. But I mean, I could see why you want to like maintain like what am I trying to say? Save mana and like optimize your diamonds a little bit, but like you could only like the tricks you could do with diamond and top were so like, oh, check this out. I've got copies of top right here. Just so we have visual, just in case like we all like forgot what this card was and how great it is, how great it was rather. I don't miss miracles. Some do, and like I feel your pain, but like I don't miss like playing against it. Well, actually, I take that back. I feel like I outplayed a lot of like B plus miracles players, but that's another story. But like to have an onboard draw spell is not good enough if you can't set it up. Like the fact that you could look at top 3 and rearrange is huge. Yeah, and like 12 post, Painter Servant, whatever the official name is, Red Painter. Yeah, all these decks lost top, and it really sucks because there's just like such an intricate level of play to them. And the fact that you could set up like wins, like the top looks so innocuous. There are plenty of times where I just slam Doomsday, and my opponent would have no idea what's going on, counter the Doomsday, only to find out that I have Diamond, and a Burning Wish on top. You know, like the versatility that it provided in that regard was just like so huge over stuff like Chromatic Sphere, and like Conjurer's Bauble is another card that people are using, just because it like not only does it draw you a card, it also I don't know how to spell. So yeah, this card. So sacrifice a draw card. Oh, you may put one target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. So what you could do is like you could, if you have like a Burning Wish in your hand, you could crack your diamonds, put the Burning Wish into the graveyard, and then crack Conjurer's Bauble, putting the Burning Wish on the bottom, and then that way you could like facilitate like a pile. But one of the fellow Doomsday players, like a few of them, one in Japan, one in England, they're like trying to discover ways to like optimize that, and I'm really excited for them because it looks cool. But I'll leave the legwork like to them just because I'm more comfortable with the Burning Wish build. But anyway, so I think it's really interesting how that like now that the invocation is a thing, I looked at the price of like online Doomsdays. They're like 4 tickets, which like I totally understand why now that these like ant players are trying Doomsday. It's cool. I like it because it provides like a different perspective. But sure runs no Rain of Filths, which I like. Rain of Filth is really vital. Fatal Push, I understand. Like you have to get rid of like threats. I'm kind of thinking about it. It seems like an attractive option. It just seems like they've accepted that active on impulse is like default now. Hey, what's up, Goblin Guy? So yeah, Doomsday. Anyway, what was I trying to say? I don't know. It's just interesting to see like the different iterations that people have, and so like they're exploring cards like these, cards like this, and I was discussing this with one of the members. He's a guy in England. He goes by Doishi. Um, I don't know how it was for you, but the Porphyry knows. Yeah. Um, am I trying to Gores' list? I just want to like. I'm not. I'm not. Tagore's basically. Jerry, I'm sorry. I should have like in retrospect, I should have put mine like on like one of the columns. Let's see. I'm playing basically playing Tagore's 2.0, but I mean, I don't want to name it that per se because like this was the list I like pretty much would have come up with. Um, okay. He told me directly that he looked up some of my old videos and some of my old stuff and took and created his list out of mine. And so I think he's getting a lot of like people think it's his list or whatever because like he posted on Twitter, which is fine. But mine's really similar. Let me show it to you guys. Anyway, as I was getting to, I wanted to try a new card, and it is called Reign of Filth. Or not Reign of Filth, Lake of the Dead. I think this card is mad spicy. And so it's a card from Alliances. It's reprinted a few times online, but at first when you look at this card, you're just like, oh my god, this is awful. Like it gets wastelanded, and you lose a land in the process. Like this is just god awful. And while that may be true, the art is also really fucking weird. I like the old art way better. For those of you who don't know, it's like some like Alliances ass shit, and it is pretty cool. And so, pretty rad art. So anyway, so I was talking to Doishi, and he basically brought up the fact that this could basically act as just like a ritual. You don't play it out per se, but you like play it as though it were a ritual. You know, on the turn you have like, and which is why I'm playing the Badlands now. Don't mind the fetch lands; they're not optimal. I don't have money for Sculling Tarns. I know it's awful, but anyway, just having like double swamp and that's like 6 mana on the spot. You know, so where is it? You float the black, play the Lake of the Dead, 1 pump jump, act on impulse. Sorry to bombard with questions. No worries. I mean, I'm basically in like discussion mode. Like if that's all I do for the rest of the stream, I'm totally happy with that because at least like I'm coming back after like a 2-month hiatus, so like getting the ideas going, like ideas inbound, not awful for me. The reason why I'm playing this, or the reason why Act on Impulse is kind of like the new thing. Oops. is because um, it involves knowledge on like fundamental piles back when top was legal. And so anytime you okay, obviously when you stack like a pile of Doomsday, it's 5 cards. As soon as you draw with top, say this top, not only do you draw the card, but like it replaces itself in the pile. So when you ideas inbound, you draw 3, right? And so uh, draw 3. If you're using Infernal Contract, you're drawing 4. You're left with 1 card. And so the thing with Act on Impulse is that now that we don't have top, oftentimes when you're drawing into this card, you're left with 1 less card. And so it's just a matter of like having enough cards in your deck and not milling yourself. And so let me see if I could like represent this in a different way. So let's say you have because we don't have top, um, a very common way of getting into the pile is using double cantrips. And so if you have like Dark Ritual Doomsday, and say you have like in Mono B Reanimator, it's Wicked Sick, Ritual, Doomsday. Yeah, and that's actually what happened earlier tonight. I could have played better. It was a game where he had like Fluster Force. I couldn't beat the Force. I could beat the 2 Flusters, but it was my sequencing was right or mostly right, and I just didn't like get there all the way. But anyway, so Dark Ritual Doomsday. If you have say like probe, like 2 cantrips, even if it's probe. So that means you get 2 cards before you get into your pile. So if you stack LED, so this is your pile. Like LED. I'm just gonna use abbreviations because I'm not typing that shit out. So if you have 5 cards, you probe into LED, play the LED, probe again, holding priority, crack the LED for 3 red. You cast Act on Impulse. I'm not demonstrating this very well. So basically there is a reason why like it's been so long. I haven't played top, so like I'm also like oh yeah. And so if you're in this position, if you have just like Act on Impulse versus Ideas Inbound, like if you have just those 3, okay, so that's another. Let me get to like why we're playing the Exile 3 and not the Draw 3. I'll answer that question before I answer why we are currently trying Act on Impulse over 3 Wishes. So those are 2 separate questions. And I think one of them kind of answers the second one. So when you go ideas, when you have okay, let me start over. Because we don't have top, oftentimes you are double cantripping into your piles. And so when that happens, you draw LED and then you act on impulse. I'm kind of using like the little text box in the bottom right corner to demonstrate. So when you do this, oftentimes you want to do LED Burning Wish, right? But when you have nothing but ideas inbound, you naturally draw those 3, and thus you don't have a way to actually cast the Burning Wish. Whereas when you have Act on Impulse, you just exile everything. The LEDs make 6 mana, and that's your win. And so it's I probably could like iterate it a lot better. Like I need to like reorganize my thoughts. Again, it's been a while, but like that's basically the gist of it. You run out of cards, you run out of mana, and actually stuff like Act on Impulse and 3 Wishes, these exile effects are more mana efficient than Ideas Inbound. Back to Ideas Inbound and top. The reason why those worked together because inevitably you're paying blue for the cost of Ideas Inbound and 1 for the top. So it's still you're actually just paying 3, but you have top to draw into your last card. And so that's what allowed the Lion's Eye Diamonds to work. Now that none of that exists, you have to use these exile effects. Now onto why we're playing Act on Impulse over like 3 Wishes. The two colorless that you see is actually very important. Like Okay, I take that back. Maybe not very important, but just like marginally important. Now that we're playing Lake of the Dead, and like other mana things, like if you have a redundant ritual, you go from 3 to 5, right? So from there on out, you just need 1 red. Now envision like I wish I had like more, like I could just line up cards. It's easier to like visualize. If you have like Dark Ritual, Doomsday, and red floating and a probe, then you use the 5. From the 5 black 1 red, you cast the Doomsday, and you just probe into the Acton Impulse, and that's your win. Now, if you're like concerned about Storm or like adding cards or whatever, it's easy. You just like add another top, no problem. And so, I think that's like one of the main reasons. Also, it plays around Red Blast, which is like marginally relevant. And so, as a result, like we started playing 1 in the side, 1 in the board. We're no longer playing Infernal Contract for the same reason we're not playing Ideas Inbound. The decks like the piles simply don't have enough cards to support those draw spells. And so as far as like what I'm like solidifying on, like Acton Impulse is like a new player. I've been I've like I was able to use like Lake of the Dead once over the past dude, where's my window? I lost it again. I closed it. So Lake of the Dead is like I don't know, it's another ritual basically. Like being able to provide 4 black is pretty attractive because you could just go 4 black, duress Doomsday. And it's an uncounterable ritual. So if they're trying to like lame you out with stuff like Daze or Spell Pierce, they can't do anything about it. You basically have your mana going. The only requirement being it has to be your 3rd land drop, which makes it tricky with stuff like Basic Island and the 2 volcanic islands. But I think it's fine for now. To as far as like, I'm totally willing to like experiment with it. So let me see here. New cards. I discussed Consigned to Oblivion. Now, the hopes were not very impressive. I just didn't like them very much. The Echoing Truths were alright. I didn't like really face a matchup where they were like important. Yeah, you're right. It might be it like prior people who are playing Xanon Swarm, and Xanon Swarm is better because it just gets the trigger no matter like if it's blocked or not. Because like Delver is a thing. If they just leave up their Delver to ensure that you don't cast spells, that's completely fine for the tempo deck. The only reason why I'm like playing that right now is because I don't have support for green. So like I could foreseeably cut a land and put a tropical in the main deck, but I think just cutting them all together is just like it could be good enough. I've also thought about defense grid. Interesting. I just thought of this, but like defense grid with like Lake of the Dead is actually all right because you're making so much mana. You just like make mana defense grid, and they have to answer it. And because you have so much mana like left over, hopefully, yeah, uh, yeah. There was a game where the Hope just got bolted, and like to have Bolt be live just is an awful feeling. So maybe that should be defense grid. I'm glad those are cheap. But I think this reanimate's a little weird. Tagora's tried it. Like a lot of strong players are doing it now because like it helps against this reanimator decks. It kind of beats you to that. It like helps you beat them to it with their own creature, which is nice. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have enough tickets for. That's weird. I don't want to do this in front of you guys. That feels weird. I'm gonna pick up 2 defense grades and see how they do. Oh no. Not like it matters too much. I just feel weird doing it. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. How much is this guy? 3, 2.5, 2.7. What? How's this cheaper? I have no tickets available. Okay. Okay. One moment. I'm sorry, guys. Sexy white borders. That's right. Such bad value. Oh, what? Okay. Let's see. Alright, blah, 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 blah. Oh. So bad at this. Yeah, we'll see how these do. Consigned to Oblivion, Chalice 1. Yeah, I think so too. I've got high hopes for that card. One. So I went back to the Emrakul Shelldock for like the grindy matchups. There are things like Checkpile, Grixis, and that Miracles deck. They don't really have like Wasteland. They don't have a way to deal with that. So I'm pretty feeling alright about that card. You can bounce around stuff. It's cool, yeah. There was a match earlier where I bounced my echoing. I bounced 2 LEDs to like add Storm. Unfortunately, he had the Force of Will, so that's the game. But what else do I need to change before I jump back into another match? The Reign of Filth is actually kind of meh. I'm not a big fan of it anymore. But I feel like it's so like integral. It's probably just necessary. So, all right. I guess I'll run another one. I'll run at least like a match or so. We'll see. We'll see how fast they are. Okay, let's review here. Let me make this illegal. So take the core out of the deck. Let's see, so 3 petals. Did I want another island? Not really. I feel like I'd rather have another underground than a volcanic island almost. You play Checkpile? Interesting. Yeah, like y'all don't play Wasteland, so it's like if I could find an opening to cast Doomsday, it seems okay. And that's kind of the problem with this deck. Everything just seems okay. It doesn't seem good. It just seems okay. Because, I mean, playing the deck isn't, like, about like, winning per se, so anyway. I don't know how I feel about this fourth Brainwish. It just feels like I saw it every single time, and there was just no good opportunity to, like, utilize them all. Maybe I just cut it for another land, because, like, does Lake of the Dead actually count as a land? Not really. Do I play a fourth Underground Sea? I feel like that's a lot. I also feel like I'm playing, I don't know, I was playing a lot of lands. Toxic Monk, do you remember, like, who the pilot was? I'm kind of curious. I could make it a fourth Duress. Do I have another Duress? That's not ugly. What a stupid question. I wonder if that feels better. Seven protection cells. I don't know. Let's give it a whirl. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing the Miracles deck. I kind of want to play it again. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was referring to, like, the pseudo miracles, like the non-counterbalance miracles, if you will. But yeah, I agree. Especially coming from, like, the Blood Moon player. That was not okay. In fact, even they were allowed to support that card themselves. It's just stupid. Like, the fact that they can run so many basics and, like, not be affected by Wasteland. It's just all around just a really strong deck. A lot of the green players, Julian Nab, I think, the Elves player, he's just like, yeah, he on Twitter at least, he's like, yeah, Choke is super good right now. Because you have a ton of, like, Grixis, Check Pile, New Miracles. They just run so many islands, and they're trying to do so many, like, grindy things. So you tap out for something big, and then you just choke them. All their lands go away. It's like, I don't know. I played Rug Delver for like a month, and like Winter Orb was basically under that. This was like before Top was banned, but like Winter Orb did so much work against those Miracles players because they were afraid to spend top. You know, that's their one land per turn, and that's where they got most of their value. Just the fact that they had access to so much mana. So I can see how like 12 Post was just like a better version of them, or not better, just anyway. Okay. Kind of wish that was a Dark Ritual. That's kind of what I'm talking about when I like say I don't like this card. Overall, it's pretty fast. If I could brainstorm into like an LED, I could make goblins. I'm on the play, so I could just play land and say go. See what our opponent's on. More McGill. Alternatively, I wonder if I don't have enough. Okay, Death and Taxes. Let's see if I could do anything this turn. Do anything meaningful, that is. So I'm gonna crack right here. Because I don't want to like shuffle anything that I don't need to. Let's see if I can do anything. 1, 2. Not quite. I need to like draw into like Black spell. Or an LED. That works too. What storm? 7? This is where the 4 duresses look super silly. Main decking Biforce is interesting because it removes Canonist, Vial, what else? Canonist, Vial, like any sort of equipment. I'm only feeling this way because like I don't actually have enough cards to bring in. Why is it such a common deck online? It's awful. I really don't want to be playing that duress. No. Okay, I'm playing the bounce spell because if you're burning wishing, hopefully you're burning wishing for something meaningful, which is massacre. So I think that's what I used to do. Yeah, I bring in the void snare. I'm bringing in the consign. This is great because he thinks I'm like Tess or Ant or something. It's always great when you rush him down with Goblin's Kill and they like board and rest in peace and Surgical, I don't know. Or Surgical still sucks. But like when they're trying to like just exile your graveyard as opposed to like mess with everything. I guess I should update this. Okay, I got therapy and probe keep. Too good. Too good. This is what he's got first. Wow. Check pile. Really? I don't know about check pile giving you like Team America vibes. Like, I understand the Grixis tempo deck is no longer a thing. Check pile is really cool. Not only is it a cool name, it's just like a really cool concept. There's so many one-ofs. Thalia, Trinisphere. Oh, enlist. Oh, okay, this is Soldier Stompy maybe? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and bet he doesn't have like Wasteland. Not to mention I could Echoing Truth, the Trinisphere, and then like play Maniac and then bounce it. Or and then discard it if need be. So far he's got like meh pressure. All hail Soldier Stompy, yeah. Cavern. Soldier. Yeah, this is Soldier Stompy. Oh, sick draw. Pretty good draw. Oh shit. Oh well. I guess that's the land I'm playing this turn. Team America was a sick deck. Like Snuff Out was really cool. Just in general, a very cool deck. I think we have to get this enlistment officer. He's got good choice in planes. Oh wow. Alright. I guess this enlistment officer is happening. I don't think we're gonna respect his base or his respect wasteland right now. Just gonna get on in there. Yeah. 'Huh. I could bounce the Aether Vial. I don't think I want to do that. That's fine. That was a mistake on my part. Selfless Squire, what is that? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, good call, Jerry. That's true. What's Storm right now? He's at 20. Have I played a land this turn? Oh, Lake of the Dead comes into play tapped anyway. I should have caught that. In which case, I should have kept the Rain of Filth, because then he would have been dead. I could try to race the soldiers. How big is Enlistment Officer? Two, three. That's not. Well, he has Thalia in play, so by default, regardless of what the text is on Lake of the Dead, it's coming into play tapped, which is a huge hindrance. Might not be the worst if I just play it here and kill him the next turn, hopefully. I think it's fine. We're in round one. I'm sorry. Sure. What were they? Dang it. Ton of Thalias. Yeah, that Thalia is pretty good. 7 second thoughts. How do you become the monarch? I've become the monarch once. Yeah, it's ridiculous. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll go to 1. So I do need to address these guys. So I'm drawing an LED. He's drawn so many cards that it almost doesn't matter that he has like other stuff. Because he just plays it the next turn. But then I'll take so much damage. Oh boy. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting. So I could, in theory, draw an extra card if I just massacre here. But then he replays a Thalia. If hopefully I could out-tempo him still. So I become the monarch now. He still has another Thalia in hand, which is pesky. Yeah, do your thing. You're fine. What? Oh, right. Okay, I had a mentor out. Yeah. Wow. Pretty good file. I'm not dead. Do I need to push the issue? I could be dead. If he puts like a 4 power something in play. He drew a Thalia, so I could go down to 2 and maybe live. And kill him with Maniac. Nice. Missed on the Mind Break trap. So if he draws a Soul Land, I'm dead. I think. Yeah. If he draws a Soul Land, I'm dead. Oh boy. Alright. I'm still off by 1. Is there another way to do this? I don't think so. Now I know he has Mind Break trap. That's really gross. So I feel less bad having Duress in. Hiss, that Thalia. I know. He did have the Ancient Tomb. He just opted not to kill me. Huh. I think our game plan this time around is just to like bully him. Hopefully he doesn't have Mind Break trap. Shellduck Isle Emrakul is also an option. Just let him have too many turns. Good hand. I just need to find a Doomsday. So when you're in like this game, like in under the setting, and you're like deciding between cantrips, always fire the better one off first, because you want to use the lesser one for the ones in the pile. So you may as well like just optimize like Ponder over Preordain. Um, so I need to find also a duress, just to get a peek at what's in his hand. I don't know how good this is. I have lands. Because if I don't take this, then let's see. I'm at the mercy of like some weird stuff. I might just draw something weird. What's like the worst that could happen? Like Maniac's probably pretty bad. Burning Wish is alright. Other cantrips. Discard wouldn't be bad. Like Therapy is tricky. And that's why he didn't play the Captain of the Watch. Because he wanted to leave up Mindbreak Trap. Um, hmm. Because turn 2 is pretty scary. If he has Soul Land Trinisphere, that's not good. That's not good either, actually. Nope. Oh, no. Three. Okay. He didn't have 6. Still keeping me guessing, I guess. He's on Storm 2. One, two, three, 4, 5. So he'll have threshold for sure. So if he tucks something like a That actually nets in the most mana if I let you do it. I knew I should have Dark Ritual. Oh, shit. Oh man, I goofed that. I goofed that up really hard. Ugh. Alright. Yeah, I messed that up. Yeah, I messed that up so hard. Here, do that one. I guess you could still do it, but... Should have pondered first. I see my mistake there. I should have pondered first to see what was on top, and then gone for the kill if I needed to. Yeah, should have pondered first. So see if he targets me. That was really bad. Ponder first, see if I could win. Because the probe is a secondary, is an afterthought anyway. No, this is just Ant. I messed up. I sequenced that last turn wrong, and it cost me the cost me a game, I guess. Match. Game. So I could Doomsday now, force him to like have it. He has Island, Rain of Filth. If he draws a ritual, I'm done. I think. So I can make So I want to draw the active impulse. We're still alive. Should have had game one. Cool. Act can like kind of refill my hand. It's not great. Oh my god. Oh. Sure. Ugh. Golly. It's gonna be tricky. drew so many lands. It's ridiculous. Interesting. Another storm deck. I wish I still had my silences. Golly. Just trying to figure out if he could win. Alright. Suspect. I think he's got it actually. 6. I played the Doomsday mirror like 3 times online. Proud to say that I haven't lost it yet. Actually, I showed up to like my LGS and I sit down in front of this guy and he's like, yeah, he's shuffling and I see like Underground Sea and Abrupt Decay. So I'm like, this is when top was legal. And so I'm like, all right, this is interesting. This like I like Abrupt Decay like matchups generally. And so I play against him, and it turns out he's playing my list, and he doesn't know it. He's just like, who? Like I just got this thing online. Who is the guy? His name's Albert. It was pretty funny. I mean, now that it was like reprinted as an invocation, a lot of people like are picking it up just for fun. Like all the streamers. And now that they're posting like results online, people think that like, oh yeah, they're innovating. Sure, it kind of did. This is just interesting. Ugh. Super weak. So many lands. I can't keep this. This is so frustrating. I get to game 3 and I draw like this. Oh my god. I feel like Tess is just better. I don't know. Well, let's just hope he kills himself. Yes! Oh dear. Oh no, he's got me. This is fine. Rough day, man. Rough day. The mulligan to 5 didn't even matter. Jesus. Yeah, I wonder what happens. Like, what would happen if I played a better deck? Elves is usually a buy. I don't know. I don't feel like there are any good matchups or bad matchups. Um, like there are definitely wins that I missed out on because I wasn't playing optimally. It happened first 2 rounds actually, I think. I could have sequenced a lot better. They're very like yeah. But like elves by far is I think one of the easier ones. I think that's like one of the symptoms of just like playing the deck. You're always on like the edge of your seat. Maybe that's why I'm so drawn to it, which is like an awful reason, but like I was watching Tagoras play and like even against his elves opponent, he didn't get punished for it, but he missed a turn 2 kill. Had his like opponent been like death and taxes or anything that could have had like a disruptive play, he would have lost. But no, you're definitely right. There's no like good matchup per se, but what do you, Goblin guy? Do you like? Were you the Goblin guy? Like, did you play Goblins a while ago? Like actually? I kind of want a red source here. Yeah. It helps if you don't draw like poop. Usually. I see. Looks like I'm playing against one right now. does he get here? He's going for the therapy, I guess. Should have kept that priority, I suppose. Great. You probably want Chromatic Sphere. I know it's like... it actually makes a big difference because Chromatic Sphere is a mana ability, and so your opponents can respond to it. Yeah. I don't like it because I don't like having Chromatic Sphere in the deck. It looks like it could replace top, but it just doesn't. It really just doesn't. God, now I draw it. It's got really bad. Oh man. It's fine. It's fine. The sphere is the one that you want. Yeah, I don't think I'm winning this game. I'm too behind. Couldn't draw land to save my life. Cute. I've drawn like 3 mana sources in a row. Dark Ritual, Petal, Petal. Wow, this is unbelievable. Sure. Hey, what's up? Interesting. I cut a diamond. Is that correct? I don't know. Nice. Wow. Oh, that's plugins. I don't want to get therapies. That's cool. It's cool. Interesting. I don't know what he's doing. That's tricky. I think we were going for turn 4, I think. Oh, alright. That's all our brainstorms. Alright, I guess he's dead. I draw an incredible amount of lands. I thought I messed up for a second. Alright, I'm logging off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Could have drawn better, but could also played better. I think that's the important thing. But hopefully I'll be streaming more just to get back to it. But alright.